Great. So welcome. I'm going to leave these on for a minute so I can see. So welcome. This is our new gentle yoga class. It's going to meet every Thursday, 4 p.m. Eastern Time. And it'll be mostly taught right here in my living room. So I'd like to welcome you to my living room and welcome you to a gentle practice today. You know, we're all a little bit stressed out. I've been bouncing back and forth between anxiety, excitement, depression, feeling of confusion. There's so much happening right now in the world, at home, in our bodies, and I feel like sometimes, you know, we push ourselves to go faster and harder and stronger and more. And I think oftentimes just what we need is to just slow it down and be more gentle with ourselves. And I feel like gentle yoga, no matter your level of fitness or yoga expertise or flexibility, gentle yoga is such a lovely and wonderful self-care practice. And so I'm excited to share with you today. And, you know, just help ourselves move out of this feeling of being really frazzled. So let's begin with just a little bit of centering. So we'll take a comfortable seat. And if you're sitting up in a chair, then you want to have your legs straight out in front of you and your feet flat on the floor, so not cross-legged. And if you're sitting on the ground, then sit up on a cushion or a blanket or something. And then you can take a cross-legged seat. And if cross-legged seat really isn't feeling good, like say you've got a knee thing going on, it's fine to stretch one leg or both legs out. You can also sit up against a wall or some support so that you feel comfortable. Take a deep breath. And welcome yourself to your yoga practice today. Lift up through your side ribs, draw your shoulders back, and feel how this opens up the space around your heart. So for me, a big aspect of yoga is tapping into the heart, tapping into the deeper aspects of the self. And one way we do that is by focusing on the breath. So we begin, you can close your eyes if you like, and just start to tune inward. Start to feel into your body and feel the natural flow of your breath. Don't try to change your breath. Just observe. It's good to have like a baseline to see where you're starting from today. And then as you feel your body here sitting, you want to line up the upper palate, the roof of your mouth, lined up over the center of your heart, lined up right over the center of your hips. So a lot of times, you know, we'll have the head forward and the chest forward. Start to lean back a little bit so that you're really vertical. And then we are able to get this nice channel of energy flowing up and down along the spine. Become aware of your energy level today. Are you feeling frazzled? Are you feeling stressed? Are you feeling anxiety? Or are you feeling low energy, depressed, tired? The good news is that your yoga practice, no matter, you know, which end of the spectrum you're at, your yoga practice helps to bring you back to the place in the middle, back to the center, back to your heart. And the word Ashaya, which is the name of the style of yoga I teach, Ashaya yoga, it means to, well, the word Ashaya means the abode of your heart, right? So our goal of our practice is to come back to ourselves. So we set our intention to be mindful, to notice, to feel our energy today, and to love ourselves, and to be gentle with ourselves, and offer patience to ourselves. So with all that in mind, please bring your hands together in front of your heart. And gently press your palms into each other, one hand into the other. Feel the fullness of your breath. And then I'd like for us to chant an Om together. When we chant Om, we're feeling our vibration, and we're affirming right now that we're all in this together. So take a deep breath. Om. You bow your head to your heart and gently release your hands. Open up your eyes, and we're going to begin standing today. So come on up, clear off everything off of your mat, and please, if you have space, adjust your mat so that the long edge of your mat is facing your camera. All right, great. There we go. Okay, so welcome. Come to mountain pose. Mountain pose is our basic standing pose. You align your feet right underneath your hip bones. Take a deep breath, and let's just start with some easy shoulder circles. So as you inhale, draw your shoulders up towards your ears, and then take them back and down with your exhalation. And do that a whole bunch of times, just moving and flowing, and feel the tension in your neck and your shoulders. Oh yeah, and feel how this gentle circular movement helps to release some of that tension. Just connecting into the breath, feeling the movement of your body. And I hope that, throughout our practice today, as you feel the body and you feel your energy level, it feels good, right? It feels good to move. It feels good to stretch. And then the next time your arms come back, turn your palms to face forward. Good, and then we'll coordinate arm movement with the breath. So now on your inhalation, reach your arms out to your sides and up. And you can keep your hands fairly wide here, or you could bring your palms all the way together if that feels okay in your shoulders. If that's too tight, you keep the hands shoulders distance apart or even wider. And then we'll exhale and bring the arms down. And then bring your palms together at your heart center. Good. Inhale, reach out and up. And then exhale, release down, and bring your hands to the heart. And this is the sun breath. And, by giving the poses names that relate to nature, it kind of helps us tune into our connection to nature. We do this kind of active movement at the beginning of class. We want to bring a little heat into the shoulders and the upper back, the heat of the sun. Inhale, reach up. And exhale, hands to heart center. Good. Now this time, reach your arms up. Turn your palms to face each other. Okay, so as if you could clap your hands together. And then root down into your feet. Spread your toes a bit and kind of grip the mat with your toes. Take a deep breath, grow a little taller, and then exhale, we'll take a stretch over to the right. So just reach both of your arms to the right. Try to keep your chest facing forward. So we don't want to twist down to the floor. It's a nice side bend. Reach out through both hands, all 10 fingers. And then inhale, push into your feet, come back up to the middle. Exhale, side bend to your left. And you'll notice that your right shoulder wants to come forward. So pull that right shoulder blade back a little bit more. And then inhale, come back up. Let's exhale, release your arms down and bring your hands to heart center. Good. Again, inhale, stretch up. If you want a little more challenge this time, interlace your fingers together and just point your index fingers up towards the sky. It's a little more intense in the shoulders. And again, if that's too much, keep your hands wider. Take a deep breath, grow tall. Exhale, bend to the right. So notice your left shoulder wants to come forward. Just pull it back a little bit. Yeah, that's great. That's good. Stay grounded into both of your feet. Push down into both feet evenly. Maybe even press a little more into your left foot. Gives you a little more stretch. Then on an inhalation, rise up to center. And then exhale, side bend to your left side. Yeah. So if it's hard to straighten your elbows with the hands together, just take your hands apart and reach out. Good. Yeah, reach out through the arms that way. And then inhale, come up. And we'll exhale, arms down to your sides. And now notice, okay, that brought some tension into the shoulders. So we'll do a few more of those shoulder circles there. Just waking up shoulders. All right, next we're going to do a little standing cat-cow, and this is going to open up the spine a bit. So I'm going to turn sideways. You can stay facing to your camera, but with your feet hip distance apart, you'll bend your knees part way. Press your hips back and rest your hands on your thighs. And when your elbows are straight, you look up, and this is like cow. Press your sitting bones back. Try to get the low back to draw in. Take a deep breath. And then exhale, we round into cat. So you draw your tailbone forward, round your shoulders, tuck your chin. And then the inhale, you look up into cow, press your thighs back, lift your heart, shoulders go back. And then exhale, draw into your cat stretch. And then you do that a few times, just moving with your breath. And, you know, you can go to your full range of motion, or you can keep it, you know, pretty small movement. Right? You want this to feel good. You don't want to, you know, be in pain tomorrow. You want to be like, oh my gosh, my back, what did I do? Right? In a gentle yoga class, how did I do that? Right? So if you're feeling like it's a strain, then you don't go as deeply. You don't go as far. You need to honor the body for its challenges and its limitations. Sometimes we're working with an injury, right? We just do the best you can with it. And this should feel pretty good in your back, going through this nice range of motion here. And then the next time that you look forward, press down into your feet and come all the way up. Sweep your arms back up overhead. And then exhale, bring your arms down to your side. Fabulous. All right, so I'd like to check in. Thumbs up if you're good. Okay, put your hands down. And like I said, I don't think I can, well, maybe I can see everybody on one screen because it's not showing me there's another screen option. So if at any point, you know, you've got like a burning question, start wildly waving your arms and I'll see if I can unmute your microphone, okay? All right, so next I want to do some calf stretches. So I started running. Ooh, and my calves are a mess. So for this, this is a nice, easy stretch, and it helps us kind of key in for the actions we would need to do lunge. Again, I'm going to turn sideways here, but you can just stay facing towards your camera. Take your right leg and step it back. Be up on your tiptoes here. Hope you can see my foot. I don't know. I wore funny pants today. All right, so first just tone your calf muscle and try to pull up from the toes all the way up through your leg, all the way up into the pelvis. And then bend into your front knee and press that right heel down. And you'll get, yeah, you get a little stretch in your calves. Your hands can be at your hips, or you could bow forward onto the thigh. The problem there is that your shoulders will tend to round a little bit too. So if we can keep the spine more upright, that's probably good for our energetic flow. Okay, and then push off with that right foot, step forward. And then we'll do the same on the left. Take your left toes back first, little step back. It's not a big step. Pull up from your foot, draw energy up through your legs, feel it collecting in your pelvis. And then bend your right knee, press your left heel down. And from the pelvis, you extend down into your feet. Hold that for a couple of breaths. And then step forward again. All right, right leg again. Take your right foot back, maybe a little farther now. And this time we're going to bend both knees. So this is a little bit of balance issue here. So we hug the legs in. And now we try to press that right heel down. So now we're in a little longer lunge, a little deeper calf stretch. Your hips stay facing towards your front knee. Good, and then step forward. And second side, left leg back. Start with both of your knees bent a little bit and feel how that changes the stretch in your back leg. And then root the heel down, reach your heart up. Shoulders back. Breathe deeply. Good, and then step forward. All right, let's face the long edge of your mat, please. Separate your feet fairly wide. We'll go into warrior pose. We're just going to do a couple of standing poses today, and then we'll spend most of the class down on the floor. But you know, even though it's a gentle yoga class, there's still so much we can do. We can do many of the standing poses, and we just do them in a more gentle kind of way. So we start with feet parallel. You're going to turn your right foot out 90 degrees to the right. Now, a good modification for your left hip is to turn your left toes in slightly, like not all the way, but just a little bit. And that just makes it a little more comfortable in the hip if you've got some, you know, hip pain or discomfort. You can always turn that back foot in a little bit. Okay, now let's take a deep breath. We've set our foundation of our feet. We're going to take a breath and soften. Firm your legs and then bend your right knee. And only bend it over your ankle. If your knee goes past your ankle, that's going to be too much tension in your knee. You need to back up. Right? We want to really be mindful of our knees. And then we'll reach the arms gently up and out from shoulder height. And soften. Right? It's a warrior pose, but we want to soften into it. We want to honor and respect the body. You can turn your head, look out over your right hand. And tap into your strength, right? Even though we're soft, there's a strength here. There's stability in your legs. You can think of the stability of the earth elements. Steady, stable, grounded, root down, right? And then at the same time, we want to lift and get lighter in the heart. Yes, beautiful. On your next inhalation, straighten your knee and exhale, release your arms down. Good, let's go to the second side. So turn your right foot in. Turn your left foot out to the left. Take a breath, soften. And then firm your legs, bend your knee right over your ankle. And you know, if you want to move that right leg further back, you can go a little deeper into your stance. It's up to you. So reach up with the arms. Look out over your left hand. Well, let's do a little pelvic integration here too. This just creates more stability. You take the tops of the thighs and you push them back. You try to push your hips back behind you a bit. Yeah, and then you keep that, but you also tuck the tailbone under so the low belly pulls up. And that's like when you can really access your core here. Now we shine out from the pelvis. You push down into your feet. And then you rise up from pelvis to the heart, to the top of your head. Feel the power of your breath. Good, and then inhale, straighten your knee, exhale, take your arms down, turn your feet to parallel, and then walk your feet in underneath your hips. Come back to standing mountain pose, your arms down by your sides, and close your eyes for a moment. And tap into your breath. Feel your energy flowing, feel your breath. We want to settle in between the poses so that our practice is a pulsation. Where we put out little spurts of energy and then we settle, we rest in between. And this is really good for our physical body and gives us a chance to just kind of regroup. Okay, we'll do one more standing pose, again from a wide stance. This is the side angle. So separate your feet again. Go to the right, take the right foot, turn it out. So it's about 90 degrees from your left foot. And then make your legs strong and bend your knee. Okay, so same foundation of the legs. This time we're going to add the arms. So we bring your right forearm onto your thigh. Good. Press your thighs back. Draw the tailbone forward. Then top shoulder. We're going to take the shoulder up and back, almost like we're doing a shoulder roll But then keeping your shoulder back, sweep your left arm up over your ear. Beautiful. Now, from the center of your pelvis, expand. And as you expand, feel the joy of having a body that you can move, that you can stretch, that you can open up. If this is too intense in your shoulder here, you take the arm straight up here. Stay with the breath. Good. And then press down into your feet and inhale. Come on up. Release your arms. Let's go to second side. Turn the right foot parallel. Turn the left foot perpendicular. Engage your legs and bend your knee. And then we'll take that forearm down onto your thigh. Good. Tone your legs, thighs back. Draw the tailbone in. Feel the low belly pull in and up. And this right shoulder, take it up towards your ear and roll it back. And then swing your arm up over your head. And we shine out brightly. Shine your beautiful spirit. Yes. You guys look amazing. Get bright inside. Feel the flow of your breath. Feel that energy in your body. And then press down into your feet and lift yourself back up. Turn your toes in. Step your legs together. Bring your hands to heart center. And settle. It's like that takes a lot of energy. Right? And you can feel it. The energy like rises up in your body as you do the standing poses. That's good. It gets you all warmed up. And then we're going to come on down to the mat. And once we come down to the mat, we're going to stay down there. So if you're going to use a chair towards the end of class for legs up the chair, just bring it over so you don't really have to get up. It's just there, okay? And have your blanket nearby where you can reach it for sitting at the end. And then I will come back to my closer view here. Okay. All right, how are we doing? Little check-in. Good. Awesome. Okay, fabulous. So we'll do a couple of seated poses next. And for sitting on the floor, your blanket is invaluable. So fold it up, put it under your hips, and we're gonna face the long edge of your mat here. So put your blanket towards the back, and then take your feet into a V. And you know, how wide your V is depends on your flexibility. Your feet might be closer together than mine are, or they might be further out to the sides than mine are. When you sit up on the blanket, this helps you tilt your pelvis a little bit forward, which allows your low back to draw in, which is super healthy position for your back. So I know a lot of people will take a gentle yoga class if they've got back pain or back issues. Not everybody, but it's one reason people will want to take a more gentle class. So I like to just address, you know, can we get good alignment in the spine? And it's hard when you're sitting because we tend to kind of rock back, right? If you think about your chairs, your couch, your car, they all kind of force you into this pelvis forward rounded position. But when we sit on the floor, we can sit up a little higher and try to bring the pelvis more forward. One way you do that is by rolling your thighs in. You put one hand on the top, one hand scoops underneath, you turn the top of the thigh forward and down, you move your hamstring muscles out to the side. Then you do the same thing on both legs and you'll notice, oh, it's easier to sit up a little straighter. So that's a really good technique. Spread your toes. Take a deep breath. Rise up through your side ribs. Invite the shoulders to lift a bit. Take the heads of your arm bones back. And extend out from the pelvis. Reach out through your feet. Push out through the balls of your feet. Yeah, you can reach your arms too if you like. It's good. And then we're going to bring the hands to the floor in front and just walk yourself forward just a little bit. Okay, so don't round your spine. You want to pull the heart up away from your hips. Draw your shoulder blades back. Right, so your hands are on the mat in front of you. The shoulders are back. You're pulling the heart forward. So it feels like that standing cow that we did, right? We're going to avoid cat pose here. We want to get that cow feeling. So the low back is drawing in. Such a healthy position for your lower spine. And then if your body is able to go a little further, you can walk your hands out a little farther. But again, don't push it. Be gentle with yourself. Honor your body. Honor where you're at today. When we work within those parameters, then you're going to feel really good. If you go, right to the edge, you might be a little sore later. So just work with your energy, work with your situation, your challenges. We've all got them. Good, and then come on up. Great, and take your hands, scoop them under your knees, and bring your legs together. And you can wrap your arms around the fronts of your knees, and now we'll round. So this is gonna be like child's pose, right? But instead of having all that pressure on our knees, we're doing it from a seated position. So tuck your chin, feel the stretch all along your back. Your back is a little rounded here, that's good, that's fine. Okay, and then come on up and choose a comfortable seat. So could be cross-legged, could be, as I said earlier, one leg extended out, both legs extended out. You're gonna need to be away from the wall for this one. We're gonna try a couple different arm stretches. So first, we'll be kind of approximating Gomukhasana, the cow face pose, just with the arms. We'll take the right arm up, and then bring your hand to the back of your neck. Just kind of walk your hand down as far as it goes. Okay, you start to feel a little stretch here on the triceps. Then with your other hand, take it over your head and pull your elbow back towards the wall behind you. Yeah. And notice when you do that, your rib cage will poke forward a little bit to just soften the ribs down. And then you breathe, and breathe deeply. You breathe into the sensation in your shoulder and your arm. Good, then release your left hand and just give this a try. Roll roll your arm into your thumb points down, and then take that hand behind your back. And you're just reaching behind your back. If you want to walk that hand up, you might find the fingers of your other hand, but it can just be really low behind your back. And this is like the cow face pose arms. Take the shoulders back, lift your chest, so pull the ribs in and soften. And then we'll release both arms and do a couple of soft shoulder circles here. Okay, so that can feel a little bit intense in that bottom shoulder. So if it's too much, then you just keep it really low, or you just keep it out to the side. Okay, let's try the second arm. So take your left arm up, bend your elbow, bring your hand to the back of your neck. Take a breath, and then with the free hand, hold onto your elbow, pull it back, and then soften the ribs down. And when we soften the front ribs down, it's like that feeling of going inward, and tuning in to your body. You can bring your awareness into the heart space and feel the flow of your breath, nice and soft and gentle. And then we'll take that right arm down, turn your thumb towards the floor, bring your hand behind your back. And without straining, without any stress. Right? If you can bring the hands together, fine. If no, you keep that right hand really low, and you just keep lifting up through your left elbow. One more breath, and then release. Circle your shoulders. And then just do a gentle half circle with your neck, just forward and over to one shoulder, and then forward and over the other shoulder. And do that a few times to release tension in your neck and shoulders. I could do this one all day. Feels so good. And then the next time that your chin comes to the center, we'll lift the head. Then take your arms out in front of you. Before we do that, let's switch your leg position. So if you're sitting cross-legged, you'll have one shin in front, and just give it a switch. It's going to feel really strange. Okay, but this is a great way to break out of habits, right? Whenever you sit down, if you sit down cross-legged, you're going to almost always choose that other shin in front. So why not bring a little mindfulness into your practice and just like see what happens if I switch the cross of my legs. So cool. All right, now take your arms forward and cross your left elbow under your right elbow. And then we're going to give ourselves a hug. Bring your hands up to your shoulders. Give yourself a nice squeeze. Ah, it feels so good. That we're missing out on our loving touch from others. We're missing our hugs. So we're going to give that to ourselves today. Just hug in. And then you can also lift your elbows up a little bit and see if that changes the stretch. And explore elbows up or elbows down, which feels better in your body, or somewhere in the middle. You can also take this into eagle arms, bringing your palms together out in front of you, if that works. If that's like no, too intense, then you stay hands on shoulders. Draw in. And we give ourselves this feeling of self-care. And then release. Uncross your arms. Make a big circle with the arms. Reach them out and up over your head. And then reach out through your fingertips as you bring your hands down. Good. We'll do the opposite cross because it's going to stretch your shoulders a little differently. So arms out in front of you again. This time the right elbow comes under, hands to shoulders. And you can feel, oh, it's more stretch now on the opposite shoulder. Squeeze in, hug yourself, love yourself. You're awesome. You're amazing. You're beautiful. I hope you know it. You draw into the heart, and you radiate peace, joy maybe, right? Joy of having a body that you can move and stretch. If you want to go to eagle, you bring the hands up and squeeze in. And then slowly release your arms. Take the arms again, a big circle, reach up over your head. And then exhale, arms down. All right, let's come back to our more comfortable leg cross. And we'll do a seated twist. All right, so this is called Sukhasana. Sukhasana is the easy cross-legged seat. See if you can bring your ankles forward under your knees rather than, tucking your feet way back in. Bring them a little forward. It'll give you a little more space in the pose. And then with your hands close to your knees, sit well, lift up with the heart, draw your shoulders back. Invite your low back to draw in. Take a few breaths just sitting comfortably. Back the palate over the heart, over the center of your pelvis. And we align ourselves, we tune into that central channel of energy. It's called the Sushumna Nadi. It's like the main energy highway of your body. You feel that, you feel it's vertical. When we twist, we want to keep that column vertical, and then your body just kind of twists around it. So you don't want to lean back, you don't want to lean to the side, you want to keep your head right over the center of your pelvis. So take a deep breath in. And then as you exhale, take your right hand around behind you. Take your left hand to your right leg. And you gently turn from the belly and the chest and the shoulders. And you could even turn your head, or you could just keep your head right in line with your heart. That's very fine head position. If you want to turn and look over your right shoulder, you can, but don't strain. Don't strain your neck. It's not worth it. Keep your neck as comfortable as you can here. But do draw the shoulder blades onto your back. That helps you access that lift from the pelvic floor up to the top of your head. Deepen your breath and feel as you breathe down towards your belly, giving your internal organs a gentle massage here. And then inhale, come back to center. Great, let's go to the other side. So big breath in, lift up, and then exhale, left hand behind you, right hand to your left leg, twist to your left. Draw your shoulders back. Try to keep your chin level to the floor. And breathe. Soften. With each breath, we're opening up energy channels, bringing oxygen to every cell of your body. Super important. We want to feel this inner shimmer of energy. You can call it prana, you can call it shakti. It's your life force, the energy of your body. We feed that with our breath. We feed the physical body with, food and water, but we feed the energy body also with food and water and exercise, all these things. We also nourish our energy with breathing. Let's inhale and come out of your twist. Lean back. Take your legs forward and just kind of roll them back and forth a few times or shake them out. And then we're going to come down onto your back. So lie down. This is my favorite part. We get to lie down on the floor. That feels so good. For me, like one of the things I love about yoga is that, you're moving, you're exercising, you're stretching, you're working your body. And then we get to this part at the end where we're just like, we just get to really release. And it feels so good. It makes for such nice contrast. Okay, bend your knees so your feet are on the mat. We're going to do some gentle leg stretches. So you could use a strap for this, but it's really easy to just take your right leg up, clasp your hands around your right thigh, and give your leg a stretch. Reach your toes up towards the ceiling. Yeah, if you've got a belt, you can wrap it around your foot and hold on. It's fine. You get just as good of a stretch here, holding on to the back of your leg. Become aware of the lower back. And if your low back feels like it's pushing down into the floor and rounding, move your leg a little more forward, away from your head, and draw your lumbar spine up away from the floor just a bit. Right? It's more important to get the spine in a healthy position than it is to bring your foot all the way, closer to your head. That's, as long as you're feeling the stretch in the back of your leg, then you're getting a good enough stretch. And we want to hold this for at least 30 seconds, maybe a little bit longer, to really get the benefit of opening up the hamstrings. Now, as you're holding, you want to relax your shoulders, unclench your teeth, and tune into the energetic flow of your breath and your body. Feel your muscles getting a nice stretch. With each inhalation, you try to fill your lungs comfortably. And with each exhalation, you let the breath go completely. Experience this fullness and then emptiness. Good. Bend the right knee and bring your foot down to the floor. Just for fun, stretch both of your legs down on the mat and just notice that perhaps the right side feels a little different than the left. It might feel a little bit longer, it might feel a little lighter, it might feel a little more sparkly. Just notice any changes from side to side. And then we'll take the second leg up. So bend your knees, lift the left foot, hold on to the back of your thigh. You could also, keep the right leg straight. That's going to be a little more intense in the hips and the low back. So if you want to keep it real gentle, you keep your opposite leg bent, foot on the floor, and try to press your toe, big toe, up towards your ceiling, shoulders back and down. Relax your neck, relax your jaw, soften your face, and breathe into the stretch. Couple more breaths. bend your knee and bring your leg down. All right, take your feet a little wider on your mat with your knees bent. And your arms can be down alongside your body, or you can take them out to the sides. We'll do windshield wipers here. It's a really nice low back release. Just bring your knees over to one side, and then slowly take them up and over to the second side. And you go back and forth. And I always think this pose feels like luxurious. So enjoy all the sensation. Your glutes get a little massage here. Your low back gets a nice easy twist from side to side. You'll feel the weight shift into one shoulder blade and then the other. And just let this feel good. Full deep breaths in and out. If you know Ujjayi breath, you can use that. As this series goes on, we're going to keep teaching this class every Thursday. It'll be a regular class on our schedule, and we'll go a little bit deeper into technique and some of the breath work. Even though, it's a gentle class, we can still do so much, so much. All right, and then next time your knees come up to the center, walk your feet closer together, pull the legs into your chest, round your spine. Maybe rock a little bit here, side to side, if that feels okay in your back. And then bring your feet to the floor. Do one more great hip stretch here. It's called the eye of the needle. Cross your right ankle over your left leg. And spread your toes a little bit. We'll pull the left knee in towards your chest. You can hold the back of your thigh, or you can wrap around to the front of your shin. Or if that's a challenging reach and it's challenging in your low back, you keep your left foot on the floor and you just work this right knee forward. All right, so we're working on the right hip here, really. So any of those options are really good. And notice where you might feel the sensation in your body. Try to direct your breath into that place of your body. So if it's the hip, it's the back, it's your shoulders, wherever it is, visualize your breath bringing more oxygen, more energy, more space. Right? We want to open up space. Good, and then release and uncross. Good, second side, take your left ankle over the right knee. Press the left knee a little bit forward. You can lift up, you can hug the right leg in. Spread the toes on your left foot. That just helps to keep your ankle from overstretching. You flex your foot a little bit and spread your toes. There's a little more engagement into your foot and your calf. Pulling in, or just resting that right foot down on the floor and pressing your left knee forward. Really good variation if it's too intense on the low back. You keep your head and shoulders relaxing. Even if you're pulling with your arms, you're going to keep the shoulders down. Good. One more deep breath. And then uncross, release. Let's stretch both legs long on the floor. Take your arms up overhead. Pull the shoulders down and then reach up and back. And create as much length and space in your body as you can. Feel how the whole front of your body just opens up here. The belly opens, the ribs expand. Reach out through your toes, reach through your fingertips. Full deep breaths. So good. Take this last, symmetric stretch here to really honor all the aspects of yourself, all the parts of your body. And release, bring your arms down. All right, so we're going to move into a supported restorative. Yay! You can come to legs up the wall. So if you're near a wall, you can just turn around and bring your feet up on your wall. If you don't have a good wall space, then you can rest your legs up on the seat of the chair. And your legs can be bent. Just use whatever you have available to you. You know, sometimes if I'm, doing this in my bedroom, I'll just put my legs up against the side of the bed and that works great. Or if you've got a couch nearby, you put your feet up on the couch. And we'll do a little bit of breath work here, a little pranayama. So first, make yourself really comfortable. You want to feel that the hips are relaxed here. If your legs are bent, that's really nice for creating some slack in the, what's this called? Your psoas muscle, the muscle that connects your thighs up to your spine, really. If you're laying legs up the wall, that shouldn't be much of a problem either. Let's bring the arms down and turn your palms to face up. Align your head in a neutral position and feel free to close your eyes and become aware of the easy flow of your breath. Invite your legs to relax and soften your abdomen. Now with each inhalation, we're going to fill the lungs down into the belly first, then up to the middle of the chest, and then all the way up towards your collarbones. And at the top of your inhalation, you can hold your breath in for a moment if you like. And then as you exhale, you release the breath from the top of your chest first, and then the middle, the rib cage, and then at the end of the exhalation, you gently draw your belly towards your spine. And then if you want to pause there in that empty state for a second or two, you can also do that. And then you just keep following this kind of three-part breath. You breathe down into the belly, fill up to the top of the lungs, hold as is appropriate, and then exhale and slow release top, middle, and then navel towards your spine. And continue that pattern. And it doesn't have to be, super intense. You can just do this real gently with the breath. In fact, that's probably preferable, right? You don't want to strain here. If your feet start to fall asleep, right, maybe it's the way you have your calves positioned on your chair, or if your legs are up and you start to feel tingling in your toes or something, then, just bend your knees, bring your feet to the edge of the chair or down on the wall, or even just come down and lie on your back if you start to feel, pressure up in your head or something. Usually we can tolerate a few minutes with legs up the wall. For some people, you can stay there a really long time and it's perfect. But other times, like if you have uncontrolled high blood pressure, or if you have detached retina, then really just a minute or so in legs up the wall can be plenty before you get too much blood flow up into your head. So it's up to you to monitor that. And at any time, if you're feeling discomfort, then please come out of the pose, reposition yourself. Because only you know what you're experiencing, and really you are your greatest teacher. And we use the poses as a way to access our body's wisdom and to tap in to our deeper sense of self. Take a few more rounds of this three-part breath. And then let go of the breath work. Allow your breath to settle into a very easy, natural flow. If you'd like to stay with your legs up, you're welcome to stay here for the next 5 minutes or so. Or if you're feeling like it's time to come down, then bend your knees and gently roll to your side. And just rest on your side for a couple of breaths before you reposition yourself. Okay? Because when we've got the legs up like that, it changes the circulation. If you come up too fast, you might feel lightheaded. And then you can just really stretch out for our final relaxation, Shavasana. And feel free to do Shavasana in your legs up the wall pose if you'd like, it's fine. Okay, and then the idea in Shavasana is to kind of let go of this outer physical body, let it really relax and let gravity just pull your energy body down onto the earth. Let go of any tension in your arms and your legs. Soften your belly, soften the space around your heart. Relax all the muscles around your jaw and your face and your eyes, your forehead. And notice the quietness of your mind. If your mind is active, right, and you're getting distracted, then you can focus your attention by just watching your breath. But if you're able to even let go of that and just be in a place of, I don't know, it's a real strange place. It's like you're neither here nor there. You just feel like you're kind of floating. And the mind may wander and you might start thinking about things. And as long as they're, things you don't mind thinking about, then it's fine. Let the mind wander. It's okay. But if you find, you start working on your to-do list, then just come to your breath and just enjoy this last few moments of peace in your body, this moment of relaxation. Because it's here after we stretch and after we move and after we work, we can really access our inner sense of calm and peace. Just letting go. Give the body the rest and the nourishment it needs today. Now slowly begin to deepen your inhalations. Bring a little gentle movement into your hands and your feet. Particularly if your legs are still up, start to circle your ankles, bring a little more blood flow up into the legs and your feet. You can reach your arms up overhead. Again, give yourself a long stretch. And when you're ready, bend your knees. And slowly roll to your side and rest on your side. Curl up in a little ball. Support your head on your arms. And then hold on to the feeling of relaxation in your hips and your legs and push down into the floor with your hands. Bring yourself upright. And we'll come to a comfortable seated position to end our class today. So sit up, put your cushion. Got one. To bring your palms face down on your legs. Realign that central channel. I like to visualize 3 globes of light, one in the center of the pelvis, one at the base of the heart, and one in the roof of your mouth. And you just line up those 3 globes so they're stacked. And as you breathe, with each breath, you might feel those globes of light pulsating, expanding, opening up. And notice how you feel after the practice. Hopefully you feel good. I find that my yoga practice help me maintain a balanced state of mind, a healthy, strong body. And it helps me keep on kind of like an emotional neutral level, so whether I'm freaking out about something or whether I'm feeling low, I get on the mat, I practice for a little while, and just come back to the center. And really that's all we can ask for these days, is to just come back to the center, because we're on these emotional highs and lows, and having a regular practice, I'm finding is super helpful. Let's bring our palms together in front of the heart and bow your head and offer yourself a moment of gratitude for showing up, for doing something this afternoon that is helpful for balancing your energy. And then one more time, just wrap your arms around your shoulders, give yourself a sweet hug. Love yourself, you're worth it. And then we'll bring hands back to heart center and we'll offer each other an Om to conclude our practice, right? And when we Om, we're just tapping into that vibration of, our community together, just acknowledging that, we're all in a challenging place right now and we're here for each other. Okay, so take a breath together. The light in my heart honors the light in your heart. Namaste. Okay, thank you so much for being here today. I'm going to come up and end the recording, and then I'm happy to stick around and chit chat for a little bit.